Hello friends and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and today we are going to be looking at Phase 1 of the Sith Tank Raid. Now this is a really cool and a very challenging phase, as they all are, as I've seen so far. I'm going to be showing you two different videos, both with Jedi Rey teams. Jedi Training Rey seems to be the linchpin for a lot of these teams. I've seen her being used in both Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. I've seen her played a little bit in Phase 4, not with a lot of success, but I've seen some pretty great teams come out of Phase 1 and Phase 3 with Jedi Training Rey. Now, this is just the first team that just seems to pop out. A lot of ideas, a lot of videos are going to be coming from a lot of different places about which teams are going to be the best. Now, I'm just going to be showing you these two because they were the ones that I started off with, and they were solid. I did about 3 million damage for each of these. Now, I know that I played them wrong because I just went in blind. I started attacking. I started doing what I would normally do with this team. And with these two different teams, it's important to remember how they are geared. Now, both are modded pretty well because one is the top here is my personal account. The bottom left, the one that's in the forefront, is actually my test account. The difference is, on my personal account, the Zetas. Now, I have Zetas on. I've got Rey Jedi Training completely Zeted. I've got R2 completely Zeted. I have BB-8 not completely Zeted. The Zeta that he uses to make another droid gain protection back, I don't have on him. I have those three characters to gear 12. I am also using Rey Scavenger, who is gear 11, not Zeted. I am also using the Resistance Trooper, who is no Zeta available, I believe. And what's cool about him is he is gear 11. Yes, that's right. I brought my Resistance Trooper on my personal account to gear 11. I don't know why. I just did it. Now, on my test account, I swap out Scavenger Rey for Holdo and Rose. I wanted to see how effective they were, and one of the first things that I noticed, and one of the things that is really important to remember, is in this first phase, Nihilus gets kind of an advantage every time someone takes a basic attack towards him. If you look at the Lord of Hunger ability, in the first part reads, at the start of the turn, Nihilus recovers 3% protection for each buffed enemy. In addition, whenever any enemy damages Nihilus with a basic ability, he inflicts defense down on them, meaning that attacker or your character who attack him, for 1 turn. If that character already had defense down, they lose 25% protection, and Nihilus gains that much protection. So the key is, especially in Phase 1, to use a team that does not require or does not use basic abilities that often. So that rules out a lot of teams. And really, it makes me wonder, is Rey Jedi Training the best character? Because one of the things that I love using Rey for is her Defiant Slash ability. So you choose a target resistance ally, they attack with their basic. Then if you're using BB-8, you have a chance to use Rey to attack again. Now in this video, I do that a lot, and it works, but I'm really curious as to why, because based off of the way that this reads, it doesn't seem like it should work. Now, it is effective. I am able to keep, on both of these teams, I am able to keep protection to a minimum. And again, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I did about 3 million in damage per each tier. Now, I think with a tier 6, that carries more weight than with a tier 5. I think had I played this differently, I definitely could have done a lot better. The important thing is, guys, that we learn from what we're doing. Do not use basics as often as you possibly can. Now, I wanted to keep this video short, so I'll go ahead and let this play out. I want to show you the different mechanics available here. And I really wanted, for those of you who haven't had a chance to see Rey Jedi Training in action, this is what you are going for. Now, really, the focus of this video is to show you, one, how Jedi Training Rey and a Resistance team does hold against the Nihilus in Phase 1. Now, I know that I made a lot of mistakes. I know that I played this differently than I definitely should have. However, there are a number of things that have come to me because of this ability, or because of this first run through. Now, the first thing is really information. I went in with this blind. I just took the best team that I had, or that I could have. I knew Rey Jedi Training was solid, and I just threw up and said, "Hey, I'm going to play with her the way that I normally do." I've learned from my mistakes. Now I'm going to retool and retweak this for this raid, and for this team for this raid, and really see if I can do a lot more damage. In the first tier of both of these, I've seen anywhere between 5 and 7 million. And so I know that there's much that I can learn from this. Now, the second thing that I'd like to bring up is, if your guild doesn't have some kind of functional document that can list out all the teams that have been tried for each phase, how they were played, and on top of that, how they performed, then you're really missing out. It's a solid tool. I saw this, and it was this document for Google Docs, and it just went through. It says, these are the teams in Phase 1 that I used, and these are how I performed. This allowed me to really get an idea of which teams would be the most effective. Now, it doesn't have what teams were modded, what teams were zated, so on and so forth. But you could kind of tell which is which based off of how much damage a character does, or how much, or what characters were on that team. It is a very good idea to overshare. And I think that that's what the community will hopefully be doing in these next couple of weeks and months as we really take on the Sith Raid. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. I'm excited to see how you guys perform. My guild is about to be finished with the raid for the first time. We were in Phase 4 last time I checked, and we'll probably finish tonight or sometime tomorrow morning. I'm not sure, and I'm really curious to see what the raid rewards will look like. Now, if there are team compositions that you think that you'd like to try out, or you'd like to have me try out, leave a comment in the section below. I'm going to be playing this a lot over the next couple of weeks and the next couple of months. I do and would like to apologize for those of you who have been waiting for the fan favorite Friday requests. They are coming, I promise. With that, guys, what teams did you use? How did you like this newest raid? Leave a comment in the section below. Like, subscribe, share. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, stay nerdy.